Hi, I'm Sydney, and this is yoga for Lyft and Uber drivers and people that drive a lot in general. It's also a great routine if you're sitting for long periods of time in a chair or on airplanes. You're really going to benefit from this routine that I've created since these moves are designed to counteract all of the sitting and reverse the strain that driving puts on our bodies. We're going to open the shoulders and the hips, stretch the low back, and strengthen the core to improve posture and just make you feel better. It can be done anywhere on a mat or a carpeted floor. All you need is a block, if you need one, and a strap or a towel. So you're going to begin starting on the knees, the hands on the knees, coming onto all fours, and begin with a cat stretch. So start by rounding your spine, scooping your belly in, and then inhale, arch your spine, and look up and stretch the front of your throat. Again, exhaling, rounding, dropping the head, inhaling, arch. Keep going, just getting as much movement in your spine as possible. One more each way. Exhale as you round, and then inhale as you arch. And from here, we're going to tuck the toes under and press up to our downward facing dog. So our hands are shoulder width, our feet are hip width, and then we're pushing our hips up and back. So let's pedal out the feet a couple times, bending your right knee and your left, reaching the heels towards the floor and really opening up the backs of the legs. And from here, we're going to bend both knees, press your chest towards your thighs, and get that nice long spine here. And then from here, see if you can stretch the legs. If your back rounds, it's better to have your knees bent so that you can get a nice long spine. Breathe into your back, inhale, and exhale. From here, we're going to come into a plank pose, so bringing the shoulders forward over the wrists. And then we're going to take a chaturanga. So you can do with your legs straight or dropping the knees. Slowly lower chest, same time as hips. Untuck the toes and come up to a little cobra stretch. So roll the shoulders down and back, open your heart, inhale, and then use your abdominal muscles, tuck the toes under, press up onto the knees, and press your hips all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to do that again. Inhale, come forward into a plank. Drop your knees or keep your legs straight as you lower down. Chaturanga. Untuck the toes, come up into a little cobra. Or maybe you can stretch the arms a little straighter for an upward dog. Open the heart. And then again, using the abdominal muscles, tucking the toes under, lifting the hips. Downward facing dog. Relax your neck and just gaze towards the back of your mat. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. And reach your hips up and back. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Now look forward, bend your knees, and you can step or jump all the way to meet the hands. From here, we're going to push into the feet and inhale, reach the arms up. Bring your hands down to your heart. We're going to begin with some moving chairs, so dropping the hips down and coming up. So this is kind of moving the lower body a little bit, getting the legs going here. Really drop down like you're sitting back in a chair and then come all the way up. Keep the weight back in your heels and extend those arms up as you sink down. Good, we'll do 4 more. 3, make sure you're breathing. 2, last one. Now let's hold here. Extend the arms up overhead, drop back into your heels and lift your toes up off the floor. Squeeze your thighs together, draw your abdominal muscles in, and come all the way up. Now we're going to step out to the side and do warrior 2. So feet are wide apart, about 3.5 feet apart, 4 feet maybe. Drop your right knee down and reach the arms out to a T shape. Extend out through your fingers and breathe. Draw your abdominal muscles in and tuck the tailbone underneath you. From here, we're going to reverse. So reach the right palm up and reach back, opening up the right side of your body. Breathe, gaze at your palm. Coming back to warrior 2. Now inhale, straighten your leg and reach forward, out, and down. So placing that hand on your shin or your ankle and reaching straight up with the left arm. This is opening the left side of your body. Push your hips slightly forward and pull the upper body back. Breathe in and breathe out. Now inhale, rise up, and we're going to do the other side. So turn your other toes out. Right toes in, bend your knee. Make sure your knee is right over your ankle. Extend out through your fingers. Lift your heart. Tuck the tailbone underneath you. Draw your abdominal muscles and breathe. Now flip your left palm up and reach back, creating length in the left side of your body and opening up that hip. Now come back to warrior 2. Triangle, straighten the front leg. Inhale. Exhale, reach forward, out and down. Place your hand on your shin or your ankle and reach straight up. Try to draw your shoulders down away from your ears, creating space for your neck. Push into the outside edge of your back foot and breathe into that right side of your body. And then inhale, rise all the way up. From here, turn your toes forward. Reach the arms up overhead, prasarita, and then exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. If your hands don't touch the floor, you can take your block and put your hands on the block, or you can open your feet a little wider. So we're trying to open up the backs of the legs, stretching the inner thighs as well. Relax your neck and just reach your forehead towards the floor. And then from here, inhale, come all the way up, reach up. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, open your heart. Inhale, exhale, folding forward, relax your neck. So we're opening up the shoulders, reshaping those shoulders. Maybe get the palms a little bit closer together. Breathe into your back, breathe into the backs of your legs. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. And then inhale, rise all the way back up. Reach the arms up again, inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down. This time, open your toes and your knees out to the sides and drop your hips down. So your heels might not be on the floor, that's okay. Just try to push your knees back. Use your arms and lift your chest. If you don't need your hands on the floor, you can bring your hands to your heart. And breathe here. We're opening up the hips. And then from here, we're going to take it all the way down into a seated position. And extend your legs out long. Put your hands behind your back and try to straighten your spine. Flex your feet, pull your toes back. Maybe walk the hands forward. So now we're opening up the backs of the legs. Really important to stretch out the hamstrings since they're connected to the low back. Breathe in and breathe out. And then inhale, rise back up. Bend your knees and take one hand behind your back. See if you can push into your feet and lift your hips all the way up and reach back behind you. So we're opening up the front side of the body. Drop your hips down and try it on the other side. Push into the hand, lift your hips, reach back, breathe in and out. Good. Drop your hips down, take your hands to the front of your mat and step back into your downward facing dog. Stretch out here. Step your feet together, lift your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee and open up your hip, and then look forward and step that foot between your hands, dropping the back knee for your low lunge. So we're opening up the front of the left hip. Can get so tight when we're in that seated position all the time, so we really want to open up the front of the hips. Keep the hands on the floor or bring them to your thigh, or maybe reach them up overhead. Take one more breath. Inhale. And then exhale, come down and pull your hips back. So you can use the block for this. If your hands can't touch the floor, you can always put your hand on a block. Pull back and really release the back of the leg again. So opening that hamstring. Deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And from here, toe heel the foot across the body and take it down into your pigeon stretch. So we're opening up that right hip. Lowering down, the right knee is pointed towards the right corner of the mat. And then relax your neck, resting your forehead on your mat or on the backs of your hands. Try to release any tension that you might be holding on to in that right hip. And just let go of anything that you no longer need in your mind or your body. Let's inhale, rise up. Come onto the hands, tuck the back toes under, and press back into a downward dog. Other side, left leg lifts, bend your knee and open that hip out to the side. Press your bottom heel towards the floor, press down through both hands, and then extend your leg and step your left foot forward. So try to inch it up there, make sure the knee is over the ankle, open the front of the right hip, keep your hands on the floor or bring them to your thigh, or extend them all the way up overhead. Breathe in and out. Bring your hands back down. Take your block if you need it and pull the hips back, lengthening the back of the left leg. And then just relax your neck. Reach your forehead towards your shin. It should feel really good on the back of the leg. If you feel pain, that's a sign that you need to send more breath, more prana into that part of your body to allow it to release. And then coming forward, and we'll go into our pigeon, our hip opener. So bringing the knee across the body, making sure it's a little bit outside of the left hip. So it's pointed to the left corner of the mat, and then lower down. Just relax your neck, relax your shoulders. Breathe here, deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. One more breath in and out. Inhale, coming up, swing your leg behind you, and from here we're going to come on to the elbows for a forearm plank. Straighten your legs, or you can do it on your knees. Try to take the curve out of your low back so you're not arching your back and your hips are not up too high. We want the shoulders right on top of the elbows. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Look at your hands and breathe. Reach back through your heels. Squeeze through your glutes. Hold here for a little bit longer. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Come down onto your belly. I'm going to do cobra again. So bringing the hands under the shoulders, gently press yourself up and try to open your heart forward. So your gaze is forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades in together. Squeeze the elbows into your body and breathe. And stay here, or maybe interlace the fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Lift up a little bit higher. If it's okay on your low back, you can bring your thighs up off the floor as well. And then lower yourself down. Push yourself back, child's pose. So we're going to release the low back, sinking the hips down towards the heels and lengthening the arms out in front of you. Breathe into your back. You can do it with the knees together or your knees separated if it's more comfortable. And then inhale, roll up. Bring your legs forward. And from here, we're going to lie all the way down onto our back and work our abdominal muscles. The lower abdominal muscles. So bringing the legs up, slip your hands underneath your hips to support your low back. Keep your low back on the floor and take the legs down and up. So you can always do this with your knees slightly bent if your hamstrings are tight. Try to lower the legs as low as you can, but don't allow that low back to lift up off the floor. If this is easy for you, you can try doing it with your hands next to your hips. It's a little bit harder to keep the low back on the floor, or taking the hands behind the head and curling the shoulder blades up off the floor. But again, the low back has to stay flat. Now exhale, bring your legs up. So inhale, lower the legs. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower the legs. Exhale, lift. Make sure the back of your neck is long, so chin is tucked. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Couple more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, use the lower abdominal muscles to bring the legs up. Last one. Good. And then hug your knees into your chest. Bring your feet down to the floor and let's lift the hips up for bridge pose. So interlace your fingers, walk your shoulder blades together, push your feet into the floor and arch your back. Maybe take the hands underneath your hips and push your hips up a little bit higher. Don't turn your head in bridge pose, just look straight ahead. Take one more breath here. Inhale and exhale. We're going to drop the hips all the way down. Hug the knees to the chest, releasing the low back. And then take your strap or your towel, and we're going to hook it around the right foot, the ball of the right foot. Extend your left leg down your mat and try to straighten out that right leg. So it's better to have it straight and further away from you than have it bent. So we really want to get the leg straight and then work towards drawing it towards you. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears and breathe into the back of that right leg. Now take the strap in your right hand and open it out towards the right. Try to keep your left hip on the floor. We'll come back up, switch hands, bring it across your body, open up the right shoulder, and bring the right leg across your body. One more breath here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, rise back up. Let's switch legs. So the left foot comes in the strap or your towel. Extend your right leg down your mat. Remember to drop your shoulders down. Tuck your chin so your spine feels nice and long. And take the strap in your left hand. Open it out to the side. Try to keep your right hip down on the floor, opening up the inner thigh. And then we'll come up, switch hands, and bring it across. So open that left shoulder. Press out through your heel. And try to feel that stretch on the outside of the left leg all the way up into that hip. And inhale, coming back up and releasing the strap. Release your left leg down your mat. Just allow your palms to face up. Allow your toes to fall open. Close your eyes for a moment. Just let your body take in and absorb all of the benefits of your practice. Envision your whole body surrounded by light. And just say to yourself, I see myself and my life in perfect harmony. All is well. And take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Reach the arms up overhead. Point your toes, reach through your fingers, open your mouth, stretch your jaw. And release. Softly open your eyes, hug your knees to your chest, and rock yourself up to sitting. Great job. I hope you're feeling better, and I hope to see you again soon.